the move would be get the Constance, surprise your spouse, be like, hey, I love you, and this is, happy anniversary, happy birthday, whatever.
And there's like, man.
Okay, well, and deal with the slings and arrows, right? But also that are lovingly slung in your direction.
Sure.
Right? This is
The handbag husband.
the handbag husband. Yay!
Another bright and early.
So early. Just you, me, the dog walkers, and
All the pigeons.
the Holy Spirit, I guess. So today we are here in beautiful Firenze at the Piazza
Santa Croce.
Santa Croce.
This is where they had the cultural historical.
Yes, also the Christmas market as well, right? And also the origin of Bad Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. No? Anyone get that? I don't think so. Anyways, today we are doing another in our series of Hermes 101 episodes where we talk about the triumvirate of quota bags and kind of an idea about why they're important, how they could fit into one's collection, how they fit into our collections, and some ideas about who may want them. And today we are specifically talking about the Constance bag. So we talked about the Kelly, we talked about the Birkin, and if you're interested in those ones, also after this one's over, check those out as well. But today we're going to be talking about the Constance bag and what we like about it, what we love about it, and how I think it fits into a collection. Now, before we get to that though, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and we're always going to try to bring you the most bag candy possible, don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help our channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Molto grazie. But also because it means you get...
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille. I said molto grazie. I think you can do that.
Oh, I thought you were speaking Spanish.
Muchas gracias as well. But also because you'll get notified when all of our newest content comes out. All right, so let's talk about the Constance bag. Excuse me. All right, so the Constance bag. Look, I think sometimes it gets treated like the third ugly sister,
Well, she's the third sister.
Well,
I'm not saying it's ugly third sister, but it's a third sister
yes,
for sure.
Yes, but it gets treated that way. People are like, oh, I think that it is obviously the least popular bag in the triumvirate,
Quote,
right?
quota.
The three quota bags, that is
Sure.
Kelly, Birkin, and Constance. And in some ways, it's sort of a benefactor of the halo effect, right? Like, because of the bags around it, it also gets some popularity as well. And I don't think that's necessarily fair, but that's the way a lot of people view it. Now, the Constance bag was made in 1959 under Alexander Dumas Hermes. Is that the name?
Under Dumont.
Yeah, under Dumas Hermes, hyphen Hermes. And I guess one of the bag designers at the time, Christina, she had a daughter whose name was Constance, and then she designed this bag and named it after the Constance. And obviously, if you are not familiar with the Constance, it is the very square type bag with a prominent, Texas belt buckle sized H in the middle of it as the closing mechanism. And originally, it was only available in box after the eponymous Joseph box, or in Perosis crocodile as well. So it's kind of history of it is that it is a newer bag. It's kind of in between where the Kelly was at and where the Birkin was at. So it's not necessarily the third as far as the timeline goes, but it's kind of the third as popularity. And overall, it has been the least difficult bag, in my opinion, to get. It's not the easiest bag out of Hermes.
We are referring to the quota
That's right.
bags. I'm not
Yeah.
referring to compared
Yes.
to the Evelyn's or not. This
Correct.
is among the threes.
So I guess overall, for us, just kind of starting as a baseline, for us, we have one actual Constance bag,
Correct.
right? It was one, and if you haven't checked it out, I don't remember which bag reveal it was, but it was a solo mission, very proud of myself, where the handbag husband went to FSH, Phobos,
Faubourg Saint-Honoré.
Faubourg Saint-Honoré, and I was actually offered this bag, and I got it, and I was very proud of myself. But it has really only been the only Constance that we've gotten, and the rest of our collection seems to be Kellys and Birkins, and really more Kellys than Birkins. So overall, what is your perspective of the Constance bag, right? Like, it is a bag, it's a nice bag, but why does it seem so, at least for us, it's a very limited yes for us?
I mean, if 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 anyone remembers that when you got offered the bag and you texted me,
Uh-huh.
and I say no at first.
That's right.
At first, I was like, I don't want it. It's okay. Like, just come home. Just come back to the hotel. And then about 5 minutes, I was like, he already got offered. You already there.
Yeah.
I don't have any. Let's just get one and done.
It's in chai with gold hardware, by the way.
Yeah, which is it's nice.
It's very nice. Very
It's
nice.
in
Epsom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epsoms. Yeah. To me, it's the edge is too big for my liking.
That is one thing that I noticed.
It's like bam.
Yes. And again, it has a very, and again, I know Hermes just opened a boutique in Nashville, so maybe it'll be appropriate there, but it has a very like belt buckle feel to it, the
Correct,
size of
correct,
it.
yeah.
And I think that one of the big complaints that I've seen on the socials when I'm looking through there and thinking about Constance or looking at Constance is that one thing. It's sort of a love it or hate it attribute of the bag. Either people like it or people dislike it. Who are interested in Constances, what about getting them? Like, how difficult is it to get a Constance bag, and do you think it's worth the effort for it? Or when, even I guess if you are building your Hermes collection, where would you add the Constance in there? At what point?
If you are impatient,
Yeah.
no, for real,
Yeah.
right? Because some countries, some store, they will not consider Constance as the real
That's right.
quarter bag.
Yes.
You might not have to wait a year. You might not have to spend like 1-to-1. You might have to spend maybe 0.3, 0.5. I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
If you are, to me, again, I guess if you are a little bit smaller person, I think Constance 18 fits perfectly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't put, you don't carry too many stuff in your bag. Constance 18 also a good option.
Yes.
Or if you want to try, if you want to try it out, how the quote unquote the Hermes game works.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
true.
you're not like fully commit to spend.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes in the US, a very competitive store could go like 2-to-1, 3-to-1 for the Birkin or Kelly.
Yeah.
You can, you know what, just like one toe in and see how you feel about.
Yes.
Do I want to play this game? Am I fully committed?
Uh-huh.
Or if you know for sure that you go to the store when you travel, maybe try asking for Constance. Might be an easier path to start a conversation.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh no, we don't have Birkin or Kelly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that might be easier to get for sure.
I think one unique attribute of the Constance, because of the size and the design, I feel like it really, really, really lends itself well to lizard.
Blizzard.
Right? Lizard. I think the Kelly, because we saw it recently, I think was it FSH or was it Sev this time?
For
In the lizard. It was FSH.
that's
We
upstairs. It's
saw a large Kelly in lizard, which looks nice, but it looks gaudy. It does look gaudy. It looks too.
It was Birkin.
Oh, was it Birkin? It was in Birkin, but it was all lizard. It was large, and I think it looks sort of gaudy. Right? It's just too much.
I have seen a mini Kelly in lizard go hardware. Pretty.
Okay, mini
That
Kelly,
one
I'll get
is
that.
very
Yeah.
pretty. Like
Yeah.
very pretty.
But the Constance itself seems to lend itself very well to kind of the naturally square design of the lizard scales. And I think that because of its size, it doesn't overdo it, essentially. It's difficult to overdo it.
Yeah.
And also because of its size, you see a lot more of them. So
That combo that I like for exotic, it would be a large, so 24 Constance in croc gold with a gold hardware.
Oh,
what-
yes, okay.
It blends like nicely,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's like blend very nicely together.
door.
So yeah.
So overall, I guess thinking about it large scale, right? Birkin and Kelly are obviously bags that are the most sought after and the hardest to get and the most challenging to get. Constance, I think, has a lot of advantages to it. One is that it's relatively easier to get. Two is that it's actually not as intimidating to wear, perhaps, as a Kelly or Birkin, just because of the size or because of the notoriety you're going to get out front. Three, oh, you know what? One thing that I was going to mention here is that we have traveled around and does a fair amount of Hermèscapades.
Yay.
Yay. Around the world. And we noticed that there's almost like a regional preference for some bags. So, for example, Hong Kong, first bag that comes to mind,
Mini Lindy.
Mini Lindy. There were so many Lindies out and about in Hong Kong. It just seemed to be that, where you don't really see Lindies that often in other parts of the world.
Or its ratio better. Like
Yes, yeah.
you see
So it's not as noticeable.
Correct.
Inversely, in Paris, Kelly's all day. Yes, you'll see Birkins, but you see a much
You
more
see,
majority
like,
of
kinda
Kellys.
Like old grandmas.
Yes,
They were like,
yeah.
so classy. They were
Yes.
so classy.
And so Parisian.
They will have like a their vintage Kellys.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
their vintage Birkin. I'm like, oh,
But I think my point is that in Hong Kong you see
Sure.
Lindies. In Paris you see a majority of Kellys.
sure.
Where we see the most Constances is London. I think London is the place that we see them the most, and my suspicion is because of, we'll say, the environment of London, the security concerns of even in like the major, the Mayfairs and those kind of places of
I
London.
guess when we go line up at Bond Street waiting to
Yes,
get in.
yeah,
see them on the
we've
post,
seen a lot of them. So we see the Constance often being carried in London, pretty much more than anywhere else. And then Birkin, I would say, back home. When we get back to Los Angeles, Birkin seems to just fit the vibe, which I guess makes sense. It really seems to fit the vibe
A
of
little
Los
more
Angeles
casual.
overall. So there's another thing to consider with the Constance, but overall, it's an easier bag to get. It's an easier bag to carry. And in some ways, I think it's more secure. The only really downsides are it's not as popular. You're not going to get as much fanfare for it. And it actually doesn't carry as much as, a similarly diametered bag.
Correct.
So,
And I think to me, like the capacity is my most. What's the word for it?
no, it's the H. The H is the biggest.
No.
Really?
The edge, it's the second.
Huh.
To me, it's a capacity that's just. It makes me like not grabbing for the bag.
Well, that's true. I mean,
to use the bag.
we're big bag people, and so going to the small bags
My-
makes it difficult as well.
My wallet is bigger than a Constance.
Ironically, it is a Constance wallet as well.
Exactly the same space.
He probably gets the same space every time.
Hello.
So that's our musings, our little kind of mini educational, our thoughts on the Constance bag. And again, if you are also interested in the Kelly or the Birkin, check those out because we have those other videos coming out as well that have probably come out before this one, I would imagine. So you can kind of see our thoughts on that as well and how we designed our collection and with that perspective of, Kelly, Birkin, Constance, and size-wise and things like that. Now, if you like these videos, though, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes review, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help our channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. But also because it means you get notified when our newest content comes out. So from a beautiful early morning, quite freezing. What is it, 43 degrees? That's not freezing. It's very cold. Piazza Santa Croce. Ciao.
Ciao.
So guys, overall, what is your perception of the Kelly bag overall?
You mean Constance?
So overall, what is your perspective of the Constance bag?